This is Disney Entertainment News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Rob Whiteside, and here now are the top Disney Entertainment stories for Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. Disney Plus is developing a new Daredevil series with Matt Corman and Chris Ord attached to write and executive produce, according to Variety. Corman and Ord are known for creating USA series Covert Affairs, and they've also worked on The Enemy Within, The Brave, and Containment. Now, no other details have been released about the new series, including whether or not the series will show the return of Charlie Cox as the title character. Cox portrayed Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, in the Netflix series from 2015 to 2018 before it was canceled, and he reprised his role for a brief cameo in Spider-Man No Way Home earlier this year. Vincent D'Onofrio portrayed Wilson Fisk, a.k.a. Kingpin, in the Netflix Daredevil series, and he reprised his role in Hawkeye, with his fate somewhat unclear. His character was connected to Maya Lopez, also known as Echo, who will soon have her own show. The Netflix shows were originally considered part of the MCU, but their status as canon has been murky at best. Still, the appearances of Cox and D'Onofrio in recent projects are promising. Marvel's Echo, starring Alaqua Cox, has begun production in Atlanta. Disney also released an image from the set of Cox in costume. Cox debuted as Maria, aka Echo, in Hawkeye last year, and in her spin-off series, she will leave New York City for her hometown, where she reconnects with her roots and ends up at the center of a new crisis. The series also features a mostly indigenous cast and creators. At the Disney Upfront 2022, Kevin Feige revealed that Loki was the biggest Marvel Cinematic Universe show on Disney Plus last year, edging out such shows as WandaVision and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. On stage in New York, Feige stated that Loki was, quote, a bold swing that paid off well, being the first MCU series to net a second season. He also confirmed that the second season of Loki will enter production in the coming weeks with all of the original cast. Now, Moon Knight directing duo Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead have also been tapped to direct this second season. Well, the She-Hulk series, previously announced at D23 Expo 2019, is finally on its way to viewers, with its premiere slated for August 2022 on Disney+. The series has been retitled She-Hulk Attorney at Law and will feature Tatiana Maslany as the titular Jennifer Walters / She-Hulk. A cousin of Bruce Banner, Walters receives Hulk's powers after she receives a blood transfusion from him. Unlike Banner, Walters is able to retain most of her personality, intelligence, and emotional control during the Hulk transformation. She now works as a lawyer who specializes in, fancy enough, superhuman-oriented legal cases. Cast alongside Maslany are Mark Ruffalo as Smart Hulk, Tim Roth as Emil Blonsky, a.k.a. The Abomination, and Benedict Wong, as Wong. Some dark magic is brewing at Marvel Studios as The Direct's Russ Milham reports that Agatha, House of Harkness is expected to premiere on Disney Plus during the 23-24 television season. Kathryn Hahn returns as Agatha Harkness, reprising her role last seen in WandaVision. A trio of writers from that series have joined the show, including Peter Cameron, Cameron Squires, and Laura Donney. With Jeff Schaffer serving as head writer, production is expected to begin on the series, which was announced as part of Disney Plus Day last November, sometime this October, meaning that a Halloween 2023 premiere isn't out of the realm of possibility, though it could see a premiere during the first half of 2024 as well. As you probably know, the next series up from Marvel Studios is Ms. Marvel, and it's set to premiere on the streaming service on June 8th. In a new interview with Deadline, Sony chairman Tom Rothman said they are working on the next Spider-Man movie starring Tom Holland and hoping to bring back director John Watts and Zendaya. Producer Amy Pascal previously mentioned another Spider-Man trilogy featuring Tom Holland, and Disney and Sony later confirmed that they're developing the character's future in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Rothman also mentioned that 2 Spider-Verse movies were being in development. Talking about Sony's franchises, Rothman said, quote, there are the Spider-Man movies, and they're currently at work on 2 Spider-Verse sequels to our Oscar-winning animated movie with Lord and Miller. We hope to get working on the next Spider-Man movie. Deadline asked if John Watts, Tom Holland, and Zendaya would return, and Rothman said, quote, the whole group, we hope. Spider-Man No Way Home wrapped up the Homecoming trilogy, but there are plenty more avenues to explore for Peter Parker. What are you hoping to see in more Spider-Man films? Let us know in the comments. Me, Andrew Garfield as the Amazing Spider-Man has got to make a comeback. Why not? Well, scenes were reportedly filmed for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness featuring Ghost Rider, but ultimately hit the cutting room floor. Folks, if you haven't seen the movie, spoilers ahead. Insider James Clement revealed on the Weekly Planet podcast that Ghost Rider was supposed to appear as a member of the Illuminati, a group of superheroes that Doctor Strange encounters on Earth 838. Quote, "So somebody sent me a list of 5 characters that were going to be in this movie that were cut," Clement said. He asked if scenes with these characters were filmed, and this person said filmed but ultimately cut from the theatrical version. Ghost Rider, who was a very interesting member of the Illuminati, I guess he was likely to fight Wanda and probably die. Clement did not say who played Ghost Rider or which version of the character appeared. Gabriel Luna portrayed Robbie Reyes as Ghost Rider in the 4th season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and the Johnny Blaze incarnation briefly appeared in 1 episode. The Darkhold was a major plot device of that season before it appeared in WandaVision and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Before Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., of course, Nicolas Cage portrayed Johnny Blaze in Ghost Rider in the eponymous film. He also reprised the role in Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, and Fergus Reardon appeared as Danny Ketch, another Ghost Rider from the comics. It was also recently revealed that Daniel Craig was originally supposed to appear in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness as Baldur the Brave, and man, I hope all of these scenes somehow find their way to my eyeballs. I'm excited to see them. Marvel Studios has also made a 20-year deal with Genius Brands and POW Entertainment to use the name and likeness of Stan Lee, comicbook.com reports. Comic book creator Stan Lee passed away in 2018 at the age of 95. Marvel and Disney have continued to honor him, including recently installing a plaque dedicated to him at Avengers Campus in Disney California Adventure. Lee also made cameo appearances in nearly every Marvel movie in and out of the MCU since 1989, with his final posthumous appearance being in Avengers Endgame. Through the deal, Marvel Studios has acquired the rights to use Stan Lee's name, voice, likeness, and signature in movies, television projects, theme parks, Disney Cruise Line, and in-park merchandise. They can also use existing images, footage, and audio recordings of Lee. Quote, "We are proud to be the stewards of the incredibly valuable rights to Stan Lee's name, likeness, merchandise, and intellectual property brand," Andy Haywood, chairman and CEO of Genius Brands, said. And there is no better place than Marvel and Disney where Stan should be for his movies and theme park experiences. As we enter the centennial year of Stan's birthday, December 28, 2022, we are thrilled to see his memory and legacy will continue to delight fans through this new long-form agreement with Marvel. As Stan's longtime business partner and friend, I'm looking forward to commemorating his work in this new way, Gil Champion, president of POW Entertainment, said. "Building a connection with his fans is important to us, and it's a privilege to get to do that on his behalf. As of 2021, Marvel had a policy of not using archive footage of Lee for cameos after he passed away, but that policy might have changed, or they may be planning to use his likeness in other ways." Though it's been 5 years since it was announced that Rian Johnson was directing another Star Wars trilogy, no more information about the project has been announced. Though she didn't reference the possible trilogy directly, Kathleen Kennedy did tell Vanity Fair in an interview that she continues to meet with Johnson. "He's been unbelievably busy with Knives Out and the deal that he made with Netflix for multiple movies," Kennedy explained. "I've had meetings with Rian. He's somebody that's come in as part of our little brain trust and discussions along the way. He remains very committed to what it is we're trying to do. He just literally hasn't had the time to devote. That's what I'm saying. Anyone who comes into the Star Wars universe needs to know that it's a 3, 4, 5-year commitment. That's what it takes. You can't step in for a year and shoot something and then walk away. It just doesn't work that way. So it requires that kind of nurturing." It seems Johnson is still involved in the Star Wars universe, but a trilogy directed by him might be a long way off if it ever comes. Check out more from the new Vanity Fair Star Wars cover story on WDWNT.com. Speaking of Star Wars, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen introduced a new clip from Obi-Wan Kenobi on Lorraine this week. Twitter user All Things Kenobi later shared that clip, which features McGregor as Kenobi and Joel Edgerton as Owen Lars, and you can watch it right now on our website. The scene is extended from a moment in a previous Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer. Obi-Wan Kenobi premieres on Disney Plus this week. on May 27th. Can't wait. The previously rumored Star Wars series directed by Jon Watts has been confirmed by Vanity Fair, and the new series will be a, quote, galactic version of classic Amblin coming-of-age adventure films in the 80s. It doesn't have a title, but it is going by the codename Grammar Rodeo, which is a reference to an episode of The Simpsons in which Bart and his friends steal a car and run away for a week. The series will take place during the Reconstruction era, following Return of the Jedi around the same time as The Mandalorian, and the casting notice calls for 4 children around 11 to 12 years old. Jon Watts is executive producing alongside Chris Ford, who previously worked together on Spider-Man Homecoming, and Watts directed both MCU Spider-Man sequels. Watts was previously announced to be directing a new Fantastic Four film, but he has exited the project. The moment many have waited nearly 30 years for will finally come this September, as Hocus Pocus 2 will finally debut on Disney+, featuring the return of Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy as the iconic Sanderson sisters. While a trailer was not released, Entertainment Weekly reported that some rough-cut footage was shown during a presentation. According to EW, the footage shows 2 young girls lighting that black flame candle, which summons the central witches, as Midler squeals, "Lock up your children, yes Salem, we're back." Then they launch into a musical number, a cover of Elton John's The Bitch Is Back, while Billy Butcherson and a still unnamed character played by Sam Richardson also appear. Tony Hale will play the mayor of Salem and is featured in the clip, per EW. The plot picks up 29 years later, right down to the day after Max lit that black flame candle and resurrected the 3 Sanderson sisters, Winifred, Sarah, and Mary. And they're back and looking for revenge in present-day Salem. Whitney Peak, Leila Buckingham, and Belissa Escobedo are joining the cast as Becca, Cassie, and Izzy, respectively, 3 high school students who incite the witch's wrath. And Hocus Pocus 2 releases again September 30th exclusively on Disney+. High School Musical, the series, the hit Disney Plus series, which launched 3-time Grammy Award winner Olivia Rodrigo to stardom, has been renewed for a 4th season just ahead of its 3rd season premiere. Additionally, Disney has announced when exactly that 3rd season will drop on Disney Plus. So along with the renewal announcement, Disney revealed that Season 3 will begin streaming on July 27th. The new season takes place at Camp Shallow Lake, a sleepaway camp in California, as the Wildcats and their fellow campers are primed for an unforgettable summer ripe with romance, curfew-less nights, and a taste of the great outdoors. With a high-stakes production of Frozen on the horizon and a drama-filled docuseries of the production in the works, the Wildcats will attempt to show who is, oh Lord, best in snow without leaving anyone out in the cold. Disney Plus released a first look on YouTube with the announcement, and the series features the ensemble cast of Joshua Bassett, Sailor Bell Curta, Matt Cornett, Adrian Lyles, Sophia Wiley, Julia Lester, Dara Renee, and Frankie Rodriguez, and previous stars Olivia Rodrigo, Kate Reindeers, Larry Saperstein, and Joe Serafino will move to recurring characters instead of main cast. Also, Mark St. Cyr will not be returning. Corbin Bleu, Meg Donnelly, Jason Earls, and Olivia Rose Keegan will make guest star appearances throughout the 8 episodes. And High School Musical, the series, is set as a fictionalized East High, where the original High School Musical was filmed and set. In the first season, the school resolves to put on a production of High School Musical, and then in Season 2, a production of Beauty and the Beast. Disney Plus will be launching a new ad-supported subscription plan later this year for cheaper than its regular plan, which is currently $7.99 a month. CFO of the Walt Disney Company, Christine McCarthy, says they expect more subscribers will choose the plan with ads than the plan that's ad-free. Quote, based on Hulu experience, we actually have more AVOD than SVOD subscribers, she said on the 9th annual Moffett-Nathanson Media and Communications Summit. Quote, we expect about the same percentage for both Disney Plus and Hulu, just based on the experience curve that we've witnessed. As of 2019, 70% of Hulu viewers were using ad-supported plans. We also learned this week that Disney Plus will not be accepting alcohol or political advertising to keep the service family-friendly. Baymax, the Big Hero 6 spinoff series, officially has a release date. It will debut on Disney Plus this summer on June 29th. Now, Baymax follows the robot character of the same name in his adventures as a personal healthcare companion, And Scott Adsit of 30 Rock returns as the voice actor for Baymax alongside Maya Rudolph as Aunt Cass. You can watch that trailer right now on our website. For the absolute latest in Disney entertainment news, head on over to WDWNT.com and follow us on all of your favorite social media platforms. If you're enjoying the show, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to Unplanned Downtime on YouTube for more great content, and click that bell for notifications. Also, hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of the show. Also, if you enjoy Disney movies and TV shows, don't forget to join us for our weekly review show, Deep in the Plus. We normally do that show live every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. This week it's going to be on Tuesday at 9 p.m., but usually it's Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, so please tune in. Also, there are episodes available on demand right here on Unplanned Downtime. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news and entertainment, this is Rob Whiteside saying, don't have a good day, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.